here we go. This is Chapter 2, The Weight of Conformity, Electrancy's Story. The Torana Thuans pressed forward, the battlecruisers cutting a crimson trail through the nebular veil that shrouded the Ristani citadel. From the moonlit deck of his command ship, Zovrith, a cold-blooded strategist whose reputation was built on ruthless calculation, stared at the glittering spires of the space castle. The citadel's smooth crystal hull reflected the distant stars, a silent reminder that the defenders were already preparing to meet his aggression with a mixture of hardened defiance and a palpable, almost animal, fear. A dull, metallic clang announced the arrival of his adversary, who sat before Zovrith, a faded Killam rug. Its edges were frayed, but the pattern at its center bore the ancient Turanan Thuan's emblem, a serpent coiled around a star. Somewhere within the woven threads, Zovrith felt lay a fragment of power that could tip the odds. Lifted the rug, and kaleidoscope symbols seemed to dance across his mind. A folded scrap of parchment, delivered earlier by a hooded courier, bore cryptic notes that hinted at a deeper conspiracy, rival factions, hidden alliances, and a mystery that stretched beyond the battlefield. Zovrith's eyes narrowed. The puzzle was not merely tactical, it was existential. Lyra. Is that Lyra or Lyra? The Tirana Thuan's chief cryptanalyst was already at the holo console, her fingers flying over streams of encrypted data. The room pulsed with the low hum of quantum processors. Lyra. Okay. I'm like... I was hoping that, because that just reminds me of his Dark Materials. I fucking love the name Lyra. It's so epic. Most of their codes are layered with a false frequency block, Lyra said, eyes bright despite the wan light. If we peel back the outer shell, we'll find the true command sequence, the one that triggers their internal defense lattice. She turned a grin towards Zovrith. Give me 15 minutes and the whole net will be ours. Far end of the chamber. Fuck! I love ads. Ads are good. We'll bring back ads. Ads will be everything. All we ever need is ads. Don't worry about the ads. The ads will take care of you. All you need in life is ads. Ads will carry you to heaven. But there's no need to worry, because you're already there. Thanks to ads, you're already in heaven. So never fret. Always watch your ads. Well, that's because you're smart, Electrancy. SMRT. Best 5-letter word in the English language. Like I said, like, really and truly, Kick has a younger audience than Twitch overall. And not a lot of young people are literaries. Ads as an anagram is sad. Very true. Very true. I agree. I'm 4 years old, for real, for real. Damn. You're a fucking genius then, Connection Line. But if you're 4, then I'm like 2.5. Two and a half what, you say? Whatever you want me to be. Well, young gun on the stream might have to start asking for ID. No, you gotta catch them young. Build it as a habit, and then you have a lifelong addict. Marketing. That's why marketing to kids is so important. Brainwash them as early as possible. Only thing is, what we should do is brainwash kids and indoctrinate kids into the sole idea that the only thing that is important in life is the ability to critically think. It's like teaching a man to fish. It's clear you've never had kids. You don't rule them, they rule you. Oh, that's 100%. I was a terrible fucking kid. I can only imagine what my kids would be like. Oh, fuck, man. No. Let's not bring that horror into this world. So I'm fucking starving. I had to eat that granola bar. Alright. The far end of the chamber, Kalen, senior strategist, flicked a switch. A three-dimensional map of the planet erupted around them, showing ribbons of shimmering plasma that traced the planet's surface. The jackshift is our key. The jackshaft is our key, Kalen announced. It's an ancient, one-planet spanning energy regulation device deep beneath the jackshaft. Pronounced jackshaft. Proper noun. An ancient, planet-spanning, one-energy regulation device hidden deep within the Wahiristani space castle. When the world's Madrilans... That's a footnote in the story. Taxman! Yo, what's up? How's it going? How are you today, good sir? Good to see you. We are currently reading a viewer's story. A sci-fi story. How are you doing today, good sir? Everyone, this is Taxman. He is the creator of the TLC Discord, which is the best Discord I've ever been in, because it's actually active. Which is why I promote it, because it's always good. So like I tell Callie all the time, even though, you know, Callie's not really a streamer anymore, but even if you're not a streamer, guys, always good to go check out the Discord. I'm pretty sure I have a thing under the stream for it, but I'm not 100% if it has a link to it or not. Not sure. I should maybe make one. But then, you know, it is what it is, right? I've been so busy lately figuring everything else out, too. But it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that. Madrilness. Madrilliness? I don't know. Are precisely aligned with the designated celestial bodies. The jackshaft can channel the resulting resonance to power, steer, or even shut down the arcosphere, because activation requires exact alignment at a specific resonance sequence. The jackshaft is a coveted strategic asset for both the Torana Tuhans and the defenders of Wihiristania. It's in the footnotes? Okay. So I'll have, like, pronunciations for things. Because I find that's, like, the first 3 times you introduce a word, having the pronunciation for it beside it, just to get it into the person's mind, and then after the 3rd time, then you shouldn't have to worry about it anymore, right? Or like I said, if you're someone like me, if I'm just reading in my head and I can't pronounce the word, I'll just make up a word in my head and then I'll use that word throughout the entire book without even reading what the actual letters on the page are. Like, it probably would have taken me, like, chapter 8 before I realized I was saying jack shift instead of jack shaft. Like, I don't really pay attention to the words individually themselves, you know? I'm building the image off of the words in my head in the background. Wastiania Citadel. When a world's madrillinas line up with the right celestial bodies, the jackshaft can channel the resulting resonance to power, steer, or even shut down the arcosphere. If we can force a misalignment, their whole defense grid will flicker out. He highlighted thin bands of light that wove across the map. The Madrillness have behave like living ley lines, he continued. They're visible as faint, shifting bands of crystal-like plasma. When a star, moon, or the bridge black hole aligns with a Madrillon, the conduit. Okay, I'm gonna try to make a fake out with the story, starting with a very stereotypical way. What do you think of this so far? I've never amounted to anything in life. I mean it, nothing. My parents were rich and I lived off of them until they died a year ago. Since then, I've been living off of their will, using online apps to get food and products. I don't remember when the last time I went outside was. Probably their funeral, to be honest. Fuck. Amounted. Oof, typo already. Damn. That's kind of dark. I like it. But it almost eases into that of, like, it's giving you this idea that, like, why is he talking about not going outside? Well, maybe he has to go outside for the first time. And it's just thinking back on it, like, oh god, the dread and the terror of the last time that I went outside. Will I ever leave my house again? Ah, shit, the money's running dry. What do I do now? Oh, I guess I start either an OnlyFans or a GoFundMe. Why not both, right? Align them correctly and the jackshaft awakens. Align them wrong and it becomes a weapon we can use against them. Zovrith pressed his thumb against the edge of the table, feeling the distant hum of his own ship's engines. We'll need a slingshot device to deliver the resonance, he said. Our latest prototype can harness the solar flare that will rise during the upcoming alignment. Madrillans, pronounced Madrilenes, Madrilenes. Proper noun. Planet-wide, naturally occurring energy conduits that behave like living ley lines. They are visible as faint, shifting bands of crystal-like plasma that trace intricate patterns across the surface and deep into the crust. When a celestial body, star, moon, or bridge, black hole, aligns with Madrilenes, Madrilinis, conduit resonates and channels a focused stream of celestial energy. In the story, the Madrilinis must be correctly aligned with specific celestial bodies to activate the ancient jackshaft device and to provide a safe approach vector to a bridge. Fire it at the Citadel's lower girders, and the shockwave will destabilize the Madrilinis. Lyra glanced up from her console. The cryptic notes reference a sunbeam resonance. That's exactly the frequency our slingshot can generate. A rapid burst of plasma synced to the sun's additive pulse. Kalen nodded. We'll calibrate the launcher to the exact sunbeam pattern. When the sunbeam hits the Madrilinis, at the moment of alignment, the jackshaft will receive a false resonance and either overload or shut down, depending on how we shape the pulse. Zovrith smiled thinly. Before we commit, we'll pinnacle the whole sequence. Pinnacle? He paused, letting the verb settle. Pinnacle. Run a universal simulation of the plan, testing every variation. The model shows a breach in their defenses without collapsing our own. We move forward. Lyra and Kalen exchanged a look. The word was new, but its meaning was clear. A thorough, multiversal stress test that would leave no hidden flaw unexposed. Pinnacle. Verb pronounced pie-knockle. 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 Pie-knockly? Or is... Pie-knockle? Le? Pie-knockle? To subject a planned device, or maneuver a full-scale, multiversal simulation in order to test every conceivable outcome before the action is actually taken. Pie-knockly. Pie-knockly. Pinocchly. Pie-knockly. 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 Deep inside the Citadel, beneath vaulted arches of a opalescent stone, the Wahiristani High Priestess stood before a crystal orb that glimmered with a pale inner light. Around her, the chanting of the priests rose and fell in a rhythm that seemed to tug at the very rock. The Nathanim murmurs of a storm, the priestess whispered, her voice echoing against the stone. Our people brace for an assault, but the true danger lies in what the Tirana seek to awaken. Renan, commander of the Citadel's ground forces, stepped forward. His armor bore the sigil of a soaring hawk, its wings spread wide. We cannot rush into battle without securing the Nethanim, he said, his tone grave. Our very existence depends on it. Ira, is that pronounced Ira? Ira, Wiristani scholar, who specialized in ancient technologies, moved silently beside him. Nethanim, moved silently beside him. Ira. Okay. She traced a faint line of light that ran across the vaulted ceiling, revealing the hidden network of Madrilinis, pulsing beneath the Citadel. The Madrilinis are stable for now, Ira reported, eyes sharp. But if the Tyrannotheuhons force a misalignment, the jackshaft will resonate in a way that could shut down the Arcosphere. The field that protects us from the void. We must keep the Citadel bodies in their proper courses. The High Priestess placed a hand on the crystal orb. The Nethanim warns us, she intoned. Do not trust the promise of peace, for the jackshaft is a blade hidden in the light. Outside, a low, resonant tremor rippled through the stone, as if the planet itself held its breath. In a dimly lit chamber beneath the Citadel's lower levels, a circle of hooded figures gathered around a cracked basalt table. Their faces were hidden, but the tension in their shoulders was palpable. Lyra, Zovra, Renan, and a handful of Taranan spies stood in the center. The kiln rug still draped over the table's edge. Scouts report the Wirastani defenders are hardening the outer shields, a voice whispered from the shadows. We must act before the celestial alignment peaks. Zovrith tapped his chin, eyes glinting. We will wait for a peace treaty. When they're distracted by negotiations, we'll slip in under the pretense of a peace meeting. It's our window to breach the Citadel and insert our slingshot devices. A young, hooded figure hesitated. What about the jackshaft? Won't it be compromised if we're caught infiltrating? Zovrith inclined his head. The jackshaft is an ancient, planet-spanning energy regulation device hidden deep beneath the Citadel. To seize it, we must first align the Madrilinis with the proper celestial bodies. Without that alignment, the device remains inert. He spread a hollow map of the planet's Madrilinis. Bright, sinuous strands of plasma coursed over the surface, converging at several nodal points. The Madrilinis are living ley lines, Zorith explained. When a star or the bridge black hole aligns with the Madrilini, conduit resonates by forcing a false alignment with our slingshot sunbeam pulse. We can trigger the jackshaft to either power our forces or shut down the arcosphere, depending on the resonance sequence we inject. Rena's eyes narrowed. And the Nethanim? The Nethanim is the prophetic consciousness that guides us. The priestess replied, appearing from a hidden alcove. It warns that meddling with the jackshaft will awaken a force beyond either side's control. If we activate it without proper balance, the arcosphere could collapse, exposing the planet to the void. Zofra smiled thinly. That is why we will pinocle the entire operation. We'll run a universal simulation testing every variable. Slingshot's pulse, the Madrilinis' resonances, and the Nethanim's response. Only if the model shows a net gain for the Torana, we will proceed. Lyra leaned forward. I'll decode the final segment of the encrypted transmission. Contains the exact frequency pattern the Torana need to lock onto the jackshaft. Once we have that, we can program the slingshot to emit the precise resonance. Ira stepped forward, holding a slender crystal rod. If the jackshaft is activated, it can also steer the arcosphere's field lines. We can use that to mask our approach vector, making the bridge appear safe while we infiltrate. Rena tightened his grip on his spear. Renan tightened his grip on his spear. And we must ensure the Madrilinis are aligned before the celestial bodies shift. Time is short. The next alignment occurs in 3 hours. Oh shit! One thing I would say is, if that's the case, say this earlier. Because I'm thinking, oh, you know, we're talking a time scale of like a couple of weeks. Saying this right off the bat will build so much tension and so much anticipation, because every second that you're reading is that clock ticking down. So if you're gonna have like a clock like that, that's not just like inferred based upon a, like, you know, how much time you would generally assume a situation would take to unfold. Like a planetary alignment, right? You could be talking months or weeks before it happens. If you're talking hours, make that very apparent at the beginning, because that will be like, oh my, everyone will be like, the reader will be like, oh my god, every second we're getting closer and closer to that, right? So kind of putting it in here, I feel, is like a missed opportunity on capitalization of tension and anticipation of this event. Because I'm thinking, like, la-di-da-di-da, and then you see that 3 hours, and you go, like, wait, what? 3 fucking hours for a planetary alignment? Oh, shit! So I think it would be super powerful if that is way earlier in the chapter. Then the entire feel of the chapter is urgency. Lol, jarring. Guys, I think I might be cooked. Why, connection line? Planetary alignment stuff is hard. I'm just saying, like, that's my inference. The way that the characters are talking about it right now makes me feel like they have weeks. And weeks, like, on a interplanetary space scale, is like hours. Hours on that scale is like minutes. And the significant difference between that is so potent to adding tension, right? And I feel like this chapter is all about planning and setting things up. So you want that tension to be present, and the anxiousness of, are they going to complete the plan in time? Are there going to be differences? And simply just having this mentioned, this, like, way earlier on in the story, just as an off comment, like, the first time they mention there's a planetary alignment happening, be like, we only have this amount of time. I had to rework a large part of my story because I realized that no, you cannot connect planets together with rails for trains that go to stations due to planetary rotation. Also, I said cooking, not cooked, lol. Oh, you might be cooking. Okay. My bad, connection line. But what is a lumberjack called in a reverse world? Lumberjill. Jacking off my wood. You can in the 4th dimension. I was gonna say, connection line, you could technically do that. So imagine a slinky, right? And it doesn't actually, like, fully go, think of, like, way high outer orbit. So you'd have, like, a space station in high outer orbit of the planet, and you would have, like, it would be like a slinky, and I imagine, this is my visualization in my head. So if you had, let's say, this is the sun, and then you have, let's say, you know, you got like one planet. Let's just do them in an alignment, so it's like we can see, right? So this would be like 1, and you do like, and as the planets move, so you get to the other side, right? And it'd be like, let's say, here, 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 and like here, right? So you'd have something that goes, let's say, the average length between it, then you have like a secondary like that and like that, and then you have like your main, and you have like a secondary and like a secondary, right? And then this main slinky one would stretch and move, so you would have something along the lines of let's just clear all of this. So I imagine it would look like this, right? You would have your planets, and then you would have and and be kind of like that, right? And they'd be like slinking around, and you could have like every planet connects to like every other planet. And then you could have like a control center around the star. They could like, you know, or like you have like engines on them and you bump them around. But that's literally like what you're describing, believe it or not, is the fourth dimension. No, I'm talking about slinkies. I'm talking about using slinkies. Nothing about that is fourth dimension. It's just the fact that things can compress and expand. So you have it set so it's fully compressed when the planets are closest together, and then it expands as the planets move apart. It's the fourth dimension, dude. Okay, then it is, I promise. Okay, then explain Electrancy how it's the fourth dimension. Because I'm totally lost. All I'm saying is you'll see what I ended up doing in Sky Chapter 2. Control Core Solaris. Time is the fourth dimension. True, Sean. I mean, a summary of, like, how does something in a slinky connecting planets in 3D space become four-dimensional? That time makes me nah, because it takes time. Hashtag 4D jerking. All right. Well, I'm not saying you're wrong, Electrancy. I'm just saying that doesn't feel correct to me. It's parallel worlds are the fifth dimension, and the multiverse is the sixth. But Sean, we know there's 11 dimensions. So what are the other 5? Time is a property of a chronological sorted dimension. No, time is perception. Yes, Queen. I wonder if I can bring it up. Scientific universal simulations point to 11 dimensions. Okay, I figured it would just give me the AI thing, so let's just go to Grok. String theory, 10 or 11 dimensions. M theory, that's what it is. Unifying framework. M theory operates in 11 dimensions. And M theory is the closest thing... so say, is M theory the closest thing we currently have to a universal connection between quantum mechanics and general relativity? Precisely, but if you say time is fourth dimension, as whoever did, it's because it's chronologically sorting a single dimension. Yes, M theory is currently the closest thing we have to a unified framework that connects quantum mechanics and general relativity, but with important caveats. So yeah, the 11 dimensions is created through M theory, which is as far as we know. So it's like we have at least 11 dimensions of reality. But anyway, so that's just like random thing. Again, that's just my understanding of it. So, yeah. Sorry. Hate talk big. It's just the planet is freaky sometimes, and say that the planet is freaky and sometimes touches another version of itself due to time paradox anomalies, discrepancies. Oops, that's big talk. Seventh dimension is a complete copy of the multiverse with different timelines. Eighth dimension would be the concept of every action creates a whole new reality across all multiverses. I can't quite wrap my head around anything else. Okay, how are you feeling today? Oh, I'm a lot better today, Queen. Sorry, I missed you, Queen. Welcome, welcome, Queen. I'm so distracted, though. My head's a little still fuzzy, but my nose is clear. Fourth dimension is just a mathematical abstract concept that can be reinterpreted as our knowledge of physics is updated. Fair enough, Electrancy. I can see that. I can get behind that. It just doesn't innately click with me, right? High above, the Citadel's crystal towers caught the first glint of the approaching solar flare. The sun's ray widened, bathing the planet in searing gold. Deep beneath the madrilinis thrummed in anticipation, their plasma bands shifting ever so slightly as the celestial bodies edged towards alignment. In the war room, Kaelin's hands hovered over the slingshot's control panel. Lyra's eyes flicked over the stream of decryption results, the last piece of the resonance puzzle falling into place. Zovrith stared at the Killam, its ancient symbol now glowing faintly, as if resonating with the planet's hidden veins. Renan and the High Priestess stood at the Citadel's outer balcony, watching the sky. Nethanim's whispers rose in the wind. Do not let the blade of light become a dagger in the dark. The next moment would decide which side would master the jackshaft, which would command the Madrilinis, and whether the Arcosphere would rise as a shield or fall as a ruin. All that remained was the final test, a pinnacle of the universe itself, before the first shot of the slingshot tore through the silent void. Damn! Damn! I love it! I love it! Yeah, the only thing I would say is, like, make the anticipation better by having that 3 hours earlier, and boom, you're good to go. That was beautiful. It'll add all that tension throughout the entirety of it, and it'll just be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then ending with that of you're like, wait, the first shot fired. Or is that before the first shot? But that means that one shot was fired. That's what I get off of it. Oh, so good. So good. I like the idea of, like, the faceless consciousness of the universe, like Nethanim. It's like, is it evil? Is it bad? Is it the voice of God? Is it the willingness of the universe itself? Is it consciousness speaking to everyone? I wonder, are they good? Like, and it's also like, who's good and who's bad here, right? Like, it feels like the Taliban people are bad. The guys attacking the Citadel are bad, right? Like, they kind of seem like dickbags. I don't feel like the Wastirian, the Wahistanis really did anything wrong. They were just, like, expanding their territory, right? I read I work at a repair shop. I don't have much of a problem. Wait, you don't have... I actually enjoyed it. Oh my god, really, Hybrid Ninja? You enjoyed it? Wait, you enjoyed it? I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Although, if there is one problem I have, is that... Yes, okay, good. You did have a problem with it, which means I can improve. I know a direction to go. What did you think about it? What did you think about it? Because I know there's 2 points in there that I at least have with it. Is that you didn't sound scared in situations where the character should be scared, for the most part. Okay, so I need to put more emotion, because I was trying to, like, bring the emotion back down, right? So I need to find where I need to add the emotion. When you weren't sound scared in a situation, you needed to be scared. I understand. I can tell when the scary music cues. The problem is, I don't do that pre-hand. That's when the character was supposed to be scared. And the voice acting did not match it. Because the music track always comes after, so it's like, that should be a point. Hi, Hybrid! That should be a point of potential, right? That when constructing that throughout the story, because I'm like slowly as I go, but the acting, not so much. Know when to sound scared and when not to. That's my main criticism. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now the question is, Ninja. Glad you enjoyed it. This was the one